So today we are going to implement Assassinate. Uh, there might be two ways to implement Assassinate. I know one of them. That's what I'm going to show right now. So let's begin. So first thing first, what we need is an AI character. So let's go to full sample, blueprints, characters, go to enemies and duplicate any one of them. Just to try it, I'll duplicate the sample one. Or we can also create a child of it. It doesn't matter. So I'll just duplicate for now. And I'll call it enemy. Let's open it up. And just we need to also have a controller for it. I don't want to modify the controllers in the plugin, so I'll just copy it. I'll just copy it over here. Copy, and this is the one. Let's call it enemy bb underscore, and I'll assign it here. So there's no sign. Let's open it up, and we search for team here and make it team 2 because the team 2 and team 3, 4, 5 are hostile, so we want it to be an enemy. That's why. After that is done, let's drag the enemy right onto the map. The first thing which we need to do is if you test with your character, we need an interactable, right? We need that interact message assassinate when we go from behind. So now to implement that, what we need to do is implement an interface for interactable. So go to class settings of your enemy AI character, and then go to interfaces, go to implemented interfaces, and search for interactable, an ACF interactable interface. Implement that, compile, save, and then we go to interface. There will be something called can be interacted. Check it because it can be interacted. And we also need a name like for that interaction. We'll call that get an interactable name. We'll just call it assassinate. Yeah, so this is assassinate. That's it. So now if we go nearby, we should be able to see that. So we see assassinate. Now we need to implement it. So here in the interface, we need to select on interacted by pawn. And this is where we need to call the assassinate on the pawn. And the pawn is your character, your ACF character. So open up your ACF character. So after you have done that, you can do it by adding an event and then casting to your character and do that. But I have an interface which I use generally, so I'll just reuse that. Or you can just create an interface. It's generally good to have an interface for your characters to handle a lot of stuff. So I have created an interface for character. I'll just add a function here, and I'll call it assassinate. That's it. And what this assassinate is going to take as input is a character that is the AI character. So let's put that input here. There's the input. Now we need to implement the interface here, assassinate. This is an event. So there's a character. So what we are going to do is try execute a character. That's it. From the ACF executor component, we're going to try to execute this. Let's branch it out for now, just for logging purposes. Let's print it. We call it assassinated. Assassinated. And here we'll print failed. Failed assassination. And that's it for debugging purposes right now. So right now it's obviously going to fail. So what we're going to do, and we need to call this as obviously on interactable. Let's call this assassinate. And the character to assassinate is self because this AI is going to die. And that's about it. So next thing what we need to do is this try executor. If you see, this is ACF executor. So there's the ACF executor component. So from here, let's delete this for now. So by default, you'll only have one of these conditions, like facing each other only. There's executions, by direction, and moves it actions. So let's add one. This is the default one, which comes with ACF. Let's add one more. We'll call this only from behind. And let's executions by move set actions. So which weapon are we going to use for this assassination? So right now we have the sword by default. We'll use that. So this is going to be a single sword that comes by default, and this is the move set. So this is the game tag for the move set, and then we need to add an execution tag. So we can actually create anims dot. We have executions come by default. What we can do is we can create assassinate, a new uh, subtag with anims, and then give it single sword. That is the name of your weapon, right? Like that moveset which you have. So I just selected assassinate single sword. Let's give it a same camera event of execution as this. You can add anything you want. So this is pretty much it for the executor setup component. Next thing is we need to go to the executor anims config. Let's open it up. Let's duplicate this and we will call it assassinate. And in assassinate, we need to change this anims executions to whatever we actually just now selected. This was the anims assassinate dot single sword. That's all we need to do. And slave force direction, we can do it from behind because we are going to assassinate from behind. And next is let's select a montage for it. So I have a montage from the Ghost Samurai bundle. Where is it? This one. Katana execution route. I have some of them. I will just select this one for now. So now this is selected. Let's open it, how it looks and what I've configured here. So this is all we need to configure. We need to add a ACF activate damage notify state for the weapon which you're using. So let's first open your sword or whichever weapon you want to use for assassination. Go to the collision component. And in the collision component, we need to add one more damage trace. Let's call it assassin and open it up. I'll increase this a bit. Radius, star socket, and the damage type is going to be a cut damage. And the base, I will just do 500 for now, just to kill him in one shot. That's all we need to do. And now we need to take this damage trace and apply it here in the trace channel. This is the right weapon only. Trace channel, and we apply it here. That's all. And there is something called motion warping, which we also need to add in order to move the character to a particular location for the assassination to happen, to play the combined anims of the character and the AI character both. So go to the motion, add a motion warping here wherever your animation needs to move, and then go to the warp target name and add warp point. So where is this coming from? This is coming from your ACF character. In the ACF executor component, you will see a CES warp sync point. So this is the warp point. So just copy it and paste here. And if you want to play any effects, sound effects, or something, you can play it here. Then we have configured this already. So here, max distance to start warping. You can, based on your animation, you can reduce it. I will keep 200 and 200 for this. Warp rotation, maybe this is good. You can play around with this. But what I've noticed is I'm not sure like how these actually work behind the scenes because I was not able to figure out like how like I know this and this how this works. The animation won't even start if you decrease this to very low. So that's how this is going to be. Okay, so next thing is yes. So next thing is we have added the executor here, the animations. Now we need to add it for the slave, which is the AI character who needs to perform that animation of uh, being assassinated as well. So we need to go to the CS anim slave component. So come here and there'll be anim starting conditions. This is the default one. I'll just remove it for now because I don't need it. I need to assassinate him instantly. I don't need a health check for it. So even if he's full health, I should be able to assassinate him. You can add other conditions as well if you want. So for executable, let's go to the executable table. We'll do the same thing here. We'll duplicate this and let's call it assassin. And I will add a montage for being executed. I think this is the one. I'll also open it and show it to you. This is just FX, VFX, Niagara VFX, and play impacts. That's all. There's nothing else here. So this is added. The important thing is this anim tag. Open up your anim tag. This is going to be anim store assassinate. Change it because that is what the assassination tag is. So we have changed it. I think that is pretty much it. So now what we can do is just test it out. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, I actually forgot. One more thing which we need to do is configure the warping. I actually did it using the ACF motion warp component. So drag it here, go to your ACF character, drag your ACF motion warp here, and search here, add or update, uh, warp target from location and rotation. That's it. So when you're assassinating, I just go here, and we need to add the same warp name. So warp point, that was the name from this anim. So we just add that warp point, and then we get the AI character, get his transform. Let's break the transform, and then I also need to get its forward vector. Get forward vector, and then multiply it with. Let's convert this to float and multiply it with -50, and then we need to add it to the location. So that there's the purpose of this is because we want the warp point to be 50 units behind the target, which is the AI character. And the rotation is going to be same because we are assassinating from behind. And that's it. Let's try now if this thing's working. So this is the sword from which I'm going to assassinate. All right, it works. We killed him. Oh, he did not die. Okay, yeah, there's one more issue which actually happens. I don't know why it happens, but you need to go to your AI character, go to on character death. I think that's because he's not getting killed through an action, but this is through the anim slave animation. Maybe that's why, I don't know. Maybe somebody can help me understand that much better. So go ragdoll and I'll just apply an impulse. That's it, and he should be dead now. This is on character dead. So I don't know why I need to specifically call this, but I have to call this because when the character is dying after assassination, I'm just ragdolling him. So let's try again. From behind. Okay. That's cool, he died. So this is the issue with using it in this way. So sometimes you see the warping point is not always exact. So I'm trying to figure out how to implement this through actions and not through this. That will be the second way to implement assassination. But for now, this works. Thanks for watching. And do let me know if there is a better way to implement assassination.